Hello, this is Ecom Rebel. So I'm with you tonight. We're just going to do a quick live video tonight. So the first thing I'm going to do is the giveaway. So I mentioned before that every video we do now, I'll be doing giveaways for the last video. So let's do that now. So what we're going to do is go to some previous videos. Let's have a look. So this was the last one we did. Let's get a winner out of this one. Now this is for the Bitcoin Cash. Currently I'm giving away a Bitcoin Cash. Let's pick a winner. Let's have a look at their comment as well. Kajif, Ashad, Happy New Year. Looking forward to for a start. Could not able to get start in any platform yet. Hopefully today I will. All right, let's see if that little thing there is our address for Bitcoin Cash. So congratulations, Kashif. Okay, I'm just transferring that through my wallet. I've done it again. Got AU dollars. I think it's about, I won't switch it. I think it's about $13 US. Sorry, $13 Australian. So I'll do $13. Hopefully that'll be close to $10 US for you. Okay, so that's there. Love that 4-cent fee. Not much at all to send it. And that looks fine. Bitcoin Cash. Let's go send. Sending. Done. Excellent. All right. Congratulations again. So that's how easy it is. All you got to do is make a comment or put a question up, and you'll be a winner. So make sure that on this live stream you do the same thing. Make sure you subscribe, share the channel if you've got someone to share it with, that you find this content interesting. And also like and subscribe, and also hit the bell icon so you get the real-time notifications when that comes through. So good on you. Let's close that out now. All right, so where are we at? Last, there were some questions I got on the comments from before. So I'm going to cover those. I made a quick, I've got some of the questions and wrote them down, what people wanted to know about. So I thought I'd go through some of these. So the first one was Joe was saying that I should have held on to bread icon, which last couple of videos you would have seen that I sold out of bread for about 2x. Yes, so bread, there's still got a long way to go with bread. You know, great project. They haven't really even got to releasing a working function for their new bread wallet, because they had BTC, Bitcoin, in there, and then they've added Ethereum for Ethereum and the ERC20 tokens, and also a token for their bread as well. So that's still in beta at the moment. I've still got that on my phone, and yeah, so that, like, they still haven't done that. So that's going to come out shortly, and when that's done, you know, it's definitely a good experience. They're going to get more people on board, and then they're going to implement their you know, the idea of getting rewards for using their wallet. So, you know, it's a fantastic concept. Yeah, there's still a lot of life left in bread. However, why did I get out of it? Well, basically my strategy at the moment is getting into the ICOs and going for a minimum 2x. Okay, so you could choose 3x, 4x, whatever it was. Like, I could hold on to bread for 10x, but how much money do you need invested to this to make it worthwhile? If you've got, you know, $1,000 in bread and you 2x and you make $1,000 profit, so you take out $2,000. Okay, so you know, that's a good return on investment. if you've got 100,000 in bread and you 2x, that's $100,000. So, it does, you've got to look at that and what your strategy is. Some people might want to hold on to bread and put only a small amount of money in, and then they might want to hold that, till it goes 10, 20, 30, 40x. But when you look at the statistics, not all cryptos are going to go, 10, 20, 30, 40x. Some do. And I don't know if bread can do that, but it's definitely gone 2x. So that's why I'm out. But definitely if you're in it, fantastic. It's still a long way to go and it can still go up a lot more. But I'm out and I'm into my next ICO. Okay, and Jason, or Jasm, asked, what do I think about Dogecoin? So I've seen Dogecoin, but haven't had much to do with Dogecoin. So I thought, well, I'll have a quick look now and just share with you. So Dogecoin here, this is the information. And as you can see, that's me. As you can see, we're at rank 35. Okay, so at rank 35, and it's had a really big spike just recently, which is probably why a lot of people have noticed it. Now, Dogecoin's been around for some time. So I think that I was just reading before, about 4 years. I was looking on their page. So, it's gone up 10% today. So this is it's not even quite 1 cent at the moment. And as you can see in the past, down here, it has been quite low. It jumped up there a bit, come back, and now it's went up a lot more. So, and what's interesting is this is a 1 billion cap. So, it's out there. I haven't actually used Dogecoin, but it has a good following and people do use it. It's a utility coin. It's for buying and transferring things and, doing that sort of stuff. So it has some value there and it's hit 1 billion. So what do I see with it, is in terms of, should you hold on to that coin? I don't know. I don't really have too much. I don't know too much about the community. Maybe if someone else wants to chime in on Doge and tell us what they think about it, and why maybe it's a good coin to get into. To me, I haven't seen anything noticeable on their website, as to say, they've got a great, video here. What is Dogecoin? Basically they're saying it's a friendly internet currency. Okay, so and how to get started, and they want to make it an easy guide to do it. So that it's interesting. I don't know what their plans are in terms of some sort of where they're headed with it. I don't know that. Some people might actually know the answer. I don't know. But all these things, the only way they can move forward is if they're improving and getting better and solving problems and being useful. So the moment this stops becoming useful for people, it's going to have no value. And there's a lot more other coins that may have more use than this. So that's something to think about. So coins, if it doesn't improve and get better over time, then it may lose its favor. So yeah, just a few thoughts on that. But you can check out the video and see what that's like. Okay, so next question. Where did I put it? Here we go. All right. So that was about Dogecoin. Next one was also Jasm asked if keeping crypto on exchange is safe. Well, if you go back a few years, you can Google this and check it out. But there was a thing called Mt. Gox, Gox, and that's where nearly heaps of people had their currency. They were trading. It was like the biggest exchange. Anyway, basically it got hacked for a crazy amount of Bitcoin was stolen out of it. And that at that time, I think Bitcoin was about $1,000, and after that, after the crash, it went down to about $200 and stayed there for some time. Now, and the reason is people lost confidence in it because they had their funds stolen. So, this happens all the time. There was a hack the other day. I think I saw a hack for Tether. Millions and millions of dollars. I just saw another hack just the other day on another site, and they lost a lot of money as well. These hacks go on all the time, and they usually happen exchanges because there's a lot of funds held there. So it's up to the exchange to provide safety and security and stuff like that. But ultimately, you're responsible for it. If you've got large sums in exchange when you're trading, you're going to have to weigh up the risk of having those funds there or not. If you keep them offline, maybe on a Trezor or a ledger, you've got more protection. Okay, but if once you transfer those coins onto a platform, if they get hacked at that time, you lose your coins, and there's honestly nothing you can do about it. So it's not safe keeping them on there. It's obviously if you're trading and you need them in there to perform that trade, great. That's fine. But if I wouldn't leave them inactive, like if you've got quite a large sum, I wouldn't just leave it there for the fun of it. I'd transfer it, because really, it doesn't take too much to transfer those coins out. Maybe a half an hour, and you can transfer your coins back into your Trezor, for example, and leave it there more protected. It's only if you're doing, trading, day trading, swing trading, that maybe you'd want to keep your positions there, so you could get into another coin or another opportunity. You need those coins there, or need those funds there. So you gotta be careful. You make sure you put on two-factor authentication. That's for sure. And basically you just want to be careful of what you want to do, and make sure your computer's protected, and you don't have any people have access to computers that you don't want to, and make sure everything's passworded if you can. All right, so I think that covers that question. Cool. Welcome, Gio. I think it's how you say your name. What have we got here? I wonder what, 10.25%. Yep, you might have been referring to one of the things I said before. Excellent. I'm glad you joined us. Okay, so now, if you have any questions, just drop them in the chat. I can always see that, and I'll if you've got anything you want to ask me while I'm live here, I'll do my best to help you out. So the next question I wanted to cover, let's have a quick look. All right, so we've got here difference between Power Ledger and Ledger. That was one of the questions that was asked. So let's cover. This is what Power Ledger is. So I sold out a Power Ledger just recently. Okay, so this is Power Ledger, and you can check this out. This is on ICOdrops.com, a website that has ICOs and on it. Now, Power Ledger is a recent ICO. Okay, they're actually an Australian one. I'm in Australia, and this Power Ledger was, I think, one of the first for Australia. So this was something quite new, and they've got it's all about an energy company that is a little bit different. It's meant to be. It's so that people can trade electricity, because electricity is ridiculously expensive in this country. And if they can put this idea together and make it work, I think it's really going to be beneficial to a lot of people, because the prices of our electricity out here is just crazy, and there's just no reason for it. It's ridiculous. So something like this, I think, will make a difference, where people will be able to get cheaper electricity and trade, rather than being stuck with the retail people that sell electricity, and you're stuck with that. So the returns since this ICO is 14.59x. So that's pretty good. I think I got 8x out of this one when I sold. And so a few details here about the token sale and when it started and stuff like that. But this is what Power Ledger is, and it's a great project. Now the other one was what is Ledger. Now I couldn't find any other tokens to Ledger, so perhaps they were talking about the Ledger wallet. Now with wallets, you've got like online wallets, paper wallets. You've got these hardware wallets, and all like your software ones. So an example would be Exodus. That would be like a soft wallet. Basically it's on your computer. this hardware one here, this is a Ledger wallet. So they've got a few different products for Ledger. I actually haven't used the Ledger before. I know some people that do. Most of the people I know have Trezors, and soon when I get our Trezors, I'll probably do a review on that, on the Trezor. And then once it's loaded up with crypto, you probably won't see anything on that anymore. But yeah, I'll run you through how to set one of those up, and yeah, that'll be useful. And it obviously, you know, I think out here they're $250, $300 Australian. I think they're a little bit less, maybe $150 in the US. And then, you know, it's something though that if you've got enough funds to get them, you know, get it. But if you're only starting out, yeah, I wouldn't bother, but it just adds that extra layer of protection. So think about that. So this ledgerwallet.com, you can check that out, and that has all the different ones. Like the Ledger Blue, I think it's a new one, but Ledger Nano S is the common one, and this Ledger Blue is, I think, a new one that they've come out with. So that's pretty interesting. All right. What else have we got here? Let's have a quick look, see if we've got any more questions. Oh yeah, dog. Yeah, so that's to do with the Doge. That's pretty good. How will Segwit 2, will that affect BTC price? Good question. Well, I'll add that to my list of other ones. I'll just finish that off first. Just give me a second. We'll get back to my list. I keep losing. Okay. One of the questions was, how do you know you have good coin? So this is the way you work it out. Like when you get online and you get started, there's a this site here. We'll go to. I'll open up a new screen. This is what you want to go to pretty every day. This is where I go to, coinmarketcap.com. There's probably other ones that you can go to. This is the one that I go to all the time, every day. This is what I see, and basically any sort of coin that you want to find out about, and most of the tokens that are actually tradable, they appear on CoinMarketCap. All right, so if you're not sure about a coin, you know, that's where you would go. So quick look. Yeah, and I mean, it all comes down to, you know, what you're looking for. Do you want to hold on? Do you want to have something that is, how would you say, useful and usable? All right. So, so basically, what do we have here? Let's wait that a little bit longer. Just waiting for that to load. So with the coins, you know, there's so many coins. I think there was like 1,250 or something like that, and there's more coming online all the time. Okay, so with the coins, you've got to. I would just go with the well-known ones, but you know, you got to be careful. Like you might look at the top 10 and say, "Oh, I'm going to go with the top 10 because you know the top 10." Alright, we might just exit that. That's not working. Something gone astray there. We'll just go to Doge. We'll see if this one works. We have crap internet in Australia. I think it's like maybe 15 megabits per second or something like that. You can get more, but you pay a lot more for it. Okay, so this is CoinMarketCap. I'm actually on Dogecoin at the moment. So this is how you find out with any coins. You just search for them, and it has all the information about it. So that's what we want to know. But just because they're in the top 10 doesn't mean you should get them. Really, you need to investigate, go to the website and have a look at each coin. Okay, and you know, you click on the website, you might go to click on the markets where they're trading that coin, and also you might look at their Twitter accounts. And essentially, you want to see how long they've been around for. You know, like we know Bitcoin, right? We know Bitcoin Cash, that's a recent one. We know Litecoin. We know Dash, and a lot of those coins are simply coins that have utility. They're something you use to trade. It's like if you had real cash, right? Except it's digital. So that's the idea behind it. Whereas other coins, some other coins like Cardano, that new one that just came up. I mean, essentially, it's a project. It's more like a token. It doesn't have anything working. It's just an idea, a concept at the moment. You can't really use that to go down and buy something or cash out. Like, I can't use that to cash out. If I have Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Dash, even Monero, some of those coins, I can cash out with those coins back to fiat in Aussie dollars, for example. You can do it with US dollars, for example. You can do that with certain coins. There's other coins that you can't do that, or other tokens, because they're not really designed for that. They're designed for different things. So, and I forgot to mention Ethereum as well. So, and Ethereum has utility because it's essentially, it's used everywhere, like for ICOs. It's used as a transfer of coin, and it's used for apps, these new apps that they're making. So, those are the things you got to look at. What are you going to do with this coin? Is it just going to be speculative? Are you going to trade it just speculative, or do you want to hold on to it? Do you want to accumulate it? What are you actually doing with it? Do you need as many as you can have, or do you just want one at a time? So those are sort of things you got to think of. So let's have a look. Go back to my list. All right. So what about Tronix? Now, Tronix, I think it's also known as Tron or TRX. So I'll have a quick look here. I was on CoinMarketCap. Now, I actually missed this one. Like, this probably just slipped by. I think this was an ICO not too long ago it came out. And with the ICOs, there's so many of them. Okay, now I think this one, I had a look at the website, and it was a little bit weird. I think it was Chinese. Now it is ranked number 17, so it's pretty big. We're at 4 billion on this. It's went up 32% today, and it's probably why people are wondering about it. Now I had a quick look. It's basically its own blockchain. There's not much. As far as I know, there's not much you can do with it yet. Like, I can't cash out with this. I can't really buy things with this yet. I believe it's just something that, it might be something big in the future when they start getting it all actually come with their product to the market. So this might take a while yet, but, it's had some movement. But, the question is, well, if you were in this ICO or coin before, like back in this time frame here, that would have been the time to hold it. Now that it's moved, like basically from like right down here, right up here. I don't know what that is, but it's went up a lot. So the thing is that if you got in early and held and waited for this, that's the opportunity there. Sure, this might continue up. Might do. You might get in here and it might tank and go down. So you don't know. You don't know with some of these things. And at the moment, this is just I believe it's idea. I'm not even sure if it's fully working yet. Maybe someone can comment on that, whether the whole platform is up and running. But at the moment, I don't see too much for it. I went to their website and it was broken. It didn't work for me. I don't know if anyone else experienced that, but it makes me wonder when a website doesn't work, it's like, well, how can you make a blockchain work? Little things like that worry me. So, but people put 4 billion into it, so we'll see what happens with that one. So I don't know. I don't like jumping on. If you jump onto something here after it's already made its move, really, I think you're just clutching at straws. I think you're like, oh, this looks great because it's went up. I think that's a bad move. I think you need to get into stuff before they move like that. And, if you do what I do in the ICOs, you get into that and you check them out beforehand, you invest in them, and then you wait. and then this happens, and then you decide whether you're going to cash out or not. So that's a better position, because now you're up here. Is that the top, or is is it going to go further? Well, unless you're very good at trading and used to that, you won't know the answer, and even good traders don't know. So there's something to be concerned about. All right, so that's the next one. Top 5 altcoins. I probably touched on this before, but I would say if you're talking about usability, I would say Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin, Dash. I think all those coins would be, like pretty much safe bets. That's what I would say, because they've been around for a while. Okay, Bitcoin Cash hasn't, but it's a fork of Bitcoin, and it's still in the top 10. So to me, those coins you can invest in. I think they're going to be around next year. I think things like Ethereum is going to be around because people rely on that so much for the apps and the ICOs, and everything's integrated with it. And things like Dash, next year when Dash release actually it's this year now, 2018. So when they release their new platform, new software, it's going to make it so much easier for people to use cryptocurrency. So, when these things come out, it's going to increase the value of people using the coins. And it's like if you come up with like a PayPal, you make it simple for people to use, they're going to use it. So, and Litecoin, because it's pretty straightforward and simple to use. So, these are the coins I sort of look at holding in. You could hold in Bitcoin if you wanted to. But what happens? What happens if something happens to Bitcoin? You might say, well, maybe the whole market's a problem. I wouldn't just rest your money in one coin, because, originally, there was one coin, that's fine. But now there's more coins, and each one is its own network. Something can happen to that network. As a whole, to the whole market, it would have to be something, monumental for it to crash. It'd have to be something like, I don't know what it would take for the whole market to crash, or people to lose faith in the market, I suppose. I don't know. It'd have to be like maybe a bug in Ethereum, for example, like that, and then practically all Ethereum gets stolen, but then it's useless, because if it's all stolen, it's not going to really have any value. I don't think that's going to really work out. So, I think if you maybe spread your risk across the top 5 coins, but I would look for ones that have been there for a while, and like Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin, they've been there, and so is Dash. And then there's some newcomers. But I would get into those ones if you want to put your funds somewhere, if you're cashing out. So you could take it back to dollars if you want to, but the dollar loses value all the time. You just don't realize it. Prices go up, your wages stay the same, and you're always losing out. All right, so I've answered some of those questions. I think we'll just go back to that other question we had about SegWit 2x. I had a look at this. You're welcome, Kashif. Thank you. Yeah, very good. Basically, SegWit 2x. Now, I went to the SegWit website the other day, and I don't know if it's going to load. I'll have a quick look if I can load SegWit 2x. I think I found it the other day, and it was it was an article about the SegWit 2x, and I think it was on Cointelegraph. That was another one you want to check out, cointelegraph.com. Just do the search. I'll see if I can better spell it correctly. I might go to Cointelegraph. Yeah. So also be careful where you get your news from. So Cointelegraph, everyone's influenced. You got to be like, even out in the normal real world, when you look at news and media, everyone gets paid to do something or make stuff sensationalized or this sponsored content or something like that. So everyone's got their own agenda, but you've got to try and get places, news sources where, it seems to carry both sides, pros and against, and they don't sort of favor one side. That's what you really want. So I just want to have a quick look. Maybe I can find this article about the SegWit 2x. Because I remember reading it and going, oh, that's interesting. Because someone said SegWit 2x was forked. It just forked just came out recently. But what was fascinating about it was it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same group of people that proposed it in the first place. So here's the thing, everyone was talking about SegWit 2x, and then what happened was it all died, right? It died off. And then here we go. This is the article. So so then what happened? All of a sudden, this other group, SegWit 2x, they basically called it, are putting out their version. But the problem with that is it wasn't even the same people that originally did SegWit 2x. So, I mean, if you're not familiar with SegWit 2x, you can Google it and maybe get on YouTube and have a quick look. But basically, it's to do with Bitcoin's scaling problem. Bitcoin's got so many transactions that are happening. It can't handle the amount of transactions. And, you get these different views on why that is. Is it because of the technology, or is it because they make a shit ton of money out of fees? Don't know, but I hate paying fees for Bitcoin. 20, 30, I've had $100 Bitcoin fees on transactions. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not paying that. I'm going to be using another coin. Hence Bitcoin Cash, Dash, Litecoin, that sort of stuff. Maybe if Bitcoin fixed their scaling problem, great. But this SegWit 2x, the article goes on to say that this new website. So I'm just going to see if I can click through onto the new website. Yeah, so that's SegWit 2x coming out. See if I can load this. Just bear with me. Oh, here we go. Yeah, b2x-segwit.io. So apparently the people that are doing this are not the same people, and it always makes you worried about stuff like that, because you go, well, what's the intentions of it? So I always go with my gut feeling. If something doesn't feel right, I just pass on it. So I'm not even really worried about this SegWit 2x. I honestly don't care. But it just depends on whether if it's legitimate, great. But I just don't think it's going to be legitimate, and it just doesn't seem right. That's how I feel about it. So we'll see where this loads. Yeah, so they've got an official wallet, and I think it has forked. Yeah, they've got an official wallet. Which is great. They've got a mining pool apparently. So I don't know. Maybe if you've got any comments on this SegWit 2, if you know a bit more information about it, please comment below. That'd be great. They're talking about they use a different algorithm. They got the GitHub code there, and then they got their roadmap, and they're basically saying they're going to bring in Lightning and smart contracts and stuff like that, which sounds great. But these apparently, for what I've heard, is these team members are not the same team members that brought out the first bit. So at the moment, I don't see this as a solution. But if someone has any other information otherwise, hey, let me know. But yeah, I got nothing on this one at the moment, and I don't know if anyone's going to come up with a solution with the scaling at the moment. So don't know. But you can read that article on Cointelegraph and see what it says. Talks about the GitHub, and basically pre-mined stuff. I mean, it's all, I know it seems a bit technical, but all this stuff is important. This is a technical sort of space. You can go in here and pretend it's all safe and everything like that, but literally people get ripped off every day. So you got to be careful about what coins you get into. I certainly am not going to be downloading the wallet. I'm not going to be putting any coins in it. I'm going to be doing nothing with it. But yeah, you do your own research on it and find out whether it's something for you. So let's see if we've got any other questions. BitConnect, what do you think? What's going on there? And what about LoopX? Well, BitConnect, look, it falls into the category of every lending program. If this before Bitcoin and this stuff was going on, this is if you study, I don't know, you could say study scams, or I've studied heaps of different scams, and because I don't like being scammed, so I know about the scams. And when I see scams, I go, "Oh, that's a scam," and other people go, "No, it's not a scam." And to some extent, you could go, "Well, it's not a scam. I get paid. I get paid when I put my money in." And I know heaps of people that have put money in and they keep getting paid, and that's fine. Now, BitConnect is one of the longest ones that have been around for, but I guarantee they will fail. And they'll fail just like the rest of them because they offer nothing. It's all to do with lending, and when you actually think about it, who are you lending to and what are you getting? You're actually lending to no one. No one's doing that. So, that's what you got to look at. You got to look at for real products. You got to look at real coins and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm not going to get involved in any of that stuff. Sure, you can make some money out of it, but I don't think you can have many friends. If you recommend any friends to it afterwards, I think you're going to have problems when it falls over. So you might be getting paid from it now, but you may not be getting paid from it in the future, because you're actually transferring your money over, letting someone else take care of it, and then you're getting that money back. Hey, if you want to pay me a big chunk of money and me give you a little bit of money back until you can finally get ahead, that's great. But eventually these people take the money and go. And I can show you a website where they show you all the ones that get scammed, and it's just endless. So I wouldn't go down that track. You can make way more money than that with ICOs or even trading. So let's have a look. I'm going to close some screens out. I think I'm going to wrap up shortly. I know you've got LoopX. I won't answer that tonight. Power Cheese, hello. How do you win the giveaway? Pretty simple. All you do is you like, comment, and if you want to share, you can. But essentially, I want you to make a comment or a question on this live stream or any other ones. But what I'll be doing is, as soon as I do the next one, which will be tomorrow night, whoever comments and puts questions up on this live stream, I will be sending $10 of Bitcoin Cash. So make sure you've got your Bitcoin Cash address in there, and then put your comment in, and or a question if you want to know something, or if you want to tell me something, put it in there, and then I'll randomly pick a winner. That'll be tomorrow. So where are we at now? So I think we're going to wrap it up. I might talk about LoopX maybe tomorrow. I don't know too much about it, so I'm going to find out some info about that for you. And I think that about covers it for the meantime. I think that's about it. Yeah, I'm pretty excited I just want to finish up with letting you know I'm pretty excited about this year. This is going to be a massive year for ICOs. And I've just cashed out, and some people wonder why. It's because I need to roll money into some new ICOs that are coming out in January, and I'm really excited about that. It's going to be a massive, massive year. Yeah, I'm just so excited. So if you want to know more about ICOs, I've actually got a link in below. You can actually check that out. And yeah, there's a few other links there. Feel free to join. If you don't want to join, that's fine. They're just these are all links that are safe, that I've invested in myself. I've done these things. I've paid for these courses. I've get my Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum. I buy it through Coinbase. There's other places, but I find them to be good. And so yeah, any link that I put out there is going to be stuff that I've done, and if it's not, I'll let you know. So I think we'll finish up tonight. So don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell icon if you've got any, if you want to see these live videos come through, and make sure you put a comment and or a question down below, and I'll be too happy to help you out. And if you've got any other questions, feel free to message me. You can always go to I've got my Ecom Rebel site. You can subscribe to that site, and also I've got Facebook page. You can also send me a message there if you want to get in touch with me. Alrighty, I shall talk to you tomorrow. Okay, bye.